Hi there, it's Mr. Clark, and welcome to section 2.ET.2 Baseline. So, as a reminder, I'm working with the tune Coventry Carol. In fact, I'll write it up here. So I do not have the worksheet printed out. I am asking you to write down your scale degrees in terms of numbers on your worksheet, and then under each scale degree, writing whether it fits into a 1 chord, a 5/7 chord, or both. So here I have I'll just do a couple. I won't do the whole thing. 1 7 1 3 2 1 7. Great. So 1 fits into a 1 chord, 5/7 chord, 5/7 chord, 1 1 5/7 1 5/7. The only scale degree we have so far that fits into both is 5, so you write 1 and 5/7 underneath that. And then the worksheet also says if you, for some reason, have flicks, six, or fleb, then write an X, because those don't fit into either chord right now. In my case, I also have a 3. So I'd be fine if you wrote an X. In this case, we want a major 1 chord, because that's what it does fit into. Then you have to choose about 1 or 2 chords per measure. My measures are really short. It's probably just going to be 1 chord per measure. So going to go ahead and write my key signature and time signature down here, key signature down here. You do need to have key signature and time signature on every separate line. So 1 1, mostly ones. So going to go ahead write in a baseline. 1 and flee, go with 1. 2, this measure is mostly 2, 1, 7. Those feel like 5/7 chords. 1 2 flee, 1 and flee, with 2 as a passing tone. 4 2, go with 5. 1 5 4, goes with 5. And I don't know why I'm writing these C's stem down. That's not correct. Go, Mr. Clark. Yeah. Knew something was funky. Okay. Whee! 4 flee, 5 4 flee 2. Flee 2 1 7. It's a lot of 5/7 going on in there. 1 flee 1 7 1 4 2 3. Even though it's a major 1 chord, it's still 1 in the bass. All right. So then the last step is to talk about cadences. And cadence is a new concept. The cadence is the end of a musical phrase. And we mentioned cadences, or alluded to cadences at any rate, briefly in the previous ear tune project when we were talking about phrases. It's like, well, it ends on a cadence, it ends conclusively. So now we're going to more formally define that a little bit. It could be defined by rhythm, melody, harmony, or some other combination. Basically, it just needs to feel like the phrase has ended. I'm just going to make this equal. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So we're just worrying about 2 types right now. If the phrase ends on a 5 or 5/7 chord, then it's a half cadence. If a phrase ends on a 1 chord, then it's an authentic cadence. If it ends on a chord that's neither 5/7 nor 1, then we're not dealing with it right now because we're only dealing with 1 and 5/7 chords. But if it were to do that, then it wouldn't be either of these types. So let's listen to the tune Jingle Bells. Fascinating. Okay, so that's the end of the first phrase. And it doesn't really feel conclusive. 3 2 2 3 2 5 doesn't feel like it wants to end there. And that's what's characteristic of a half cadence. We see that it ends on a 5/7 chord, but even if we were just listening to the tune without chordal accompaniment, it doesn't feel like it can end there. Let's keep going. Second half. and it feels like it can end there. And that is characteristic of an authentic cadence, even if we don't see that it ends on a 1 chord, like we do so clearly here. So then, looking at Coventry Carol, we've already said that there are 2 phrases, and a cadence is what ends a phrase. So we're going to look at the ends of the 2 phrases and see what kind of cadence is there. We'll have the same number of cadences that we have phrases. Oh, no, it's too bright. Cool. So here, we end on a 1 chord, so that's an authentic cadence. I'll write it up here. And another authentic cadence. That's all I'm asking you to do. I don't have it specified on the worksheet right now. I do want you to write the Roman numerals underneath your baseline just to get used to that practice. And actually, I don't need you to double it up. So if it's the same thing multiple times in a row, you just have to write it the first time, and I can assume that it continues. And then here, major 1. So this is actually useful to me when we move on to the next step, just to remember, hey, that last chord is a major 1. All right, I will see you next time.